What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the spot price of silver climbing to and above the $22 mark, along with some of the silver that I've gotten in recent weeks and the silver I intend to get over the next several weeks. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the silver Kraken coin. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But silver, it is only Wednesday. We are halfway through the week, and it has been a busy, productive, insane week for silver so far. As I am recording this video, spot price of silver is about $22.88. Yes, that's right. An update from yesterday's video where the whole focal point was that silver hit and surpassed the $21 mark. I can now officially say that silver has hit and surpassed the $22 mark. In fact, it hit the $22 mark shortly after I posted yesterday's video talking about $21 an ounce. So all it took was just a couple of hours and that video was already outdated. But by the way, thank you everybody who enjoyed yesterday's video. It's actually the most well-performing video on this channel so far. I assume because of all the hype and excitement going on around precious metals right now, but still, I appreciate it. But there's something else we have to talk about. Silver not only hit and surpassed the $22 mark, not only did it go up to 22 and a quarter, 22.50, 22.75, and where it is right now, 22.88, but silver last night and also this morning hit $23 an ounce. I was able to get the screenshot at exactly $23 an ounce, and then it went back down. So when silver first started to get into the $20 range, it was kind of having a hard time keeping its head above water. It was $20, and then it went back to $19.99, then it went up to $20.03, and then back down to $19.95, and then up to $20.02, and then back down and up and down. It was having a hard time keeping its head above water. And then, surprise, surprise, when the markets opened back up the next day, spot price started moving again, and it went well above $20 an ounce. That was on Monday, and then on Tuesday, which was yesterday, it went to and above the $21 an ounce mark, made its way into the $22, $23 range in the later hours of the day. And then today, it went from 23 back down to a little bit below 23, $22.88 as I'm recording the video. So silver's making some moves right now, and as I said in yesterday's video, I think silver is going to be gaining some traction, mostly because I have a feeling it's going to be making headlines. A lot of people are talking about silver. Everyone that is involved in silver is excited about it or talking about it, and the people who are not involved in silver, they're hearing about it, they're learning about it, and odds are a lot of them are probably going to be getting involved as well. The type of people who just want to get in for the opportunity, just trying to make a quick buck. But silver's being really talked about right now. Silver is all over the place. And I thought that this would be an opportune time to talk about some of the silver that I plan on getting over the next couple of weeks, and also talking about some of the silver that I've gotten these last few weeks. So I took a little while off of stacking silver. I took about, give or take, about 90 days. It was right around the time where planet Earth shut down. I said to myself, and it was one of the first videos I made during the initial closing down of practically the entire planet, I said, I have no idea how long this is going to last for, and even though I'm a much bigger believer in money than I am in currency, I think I'm going to be a little bit of a fiat stacker just for the time being, just because I have no idea how long in the world this is going to last. If I experience some type of emergency, or if something urgent pops up, whether it be a medical emergency or whether it be something else, car repair, anything could happen. And if everybody's out of work right now and all these places are closed down, I just figured it's probably safer and smarter for me personally to hang on to my currency. That's the first thing I said when everything started to shut down. I said that, and then silver spot price tanked, and I said to myself, no, I'm holding off. I decided to hold off on stacking before spot price dropped. Shortly after that, a couple weeks went by, or actually a couple days went by, but over the course of the few weeks after it initially dropped the way that it did, below $12 for a very short period of time, and then it started to slowly climb its way back up. We saw the premiums get cranked up, and that was also very disheartening. I said to myself, I was like, well, initially, the number one reason I took a step back was just because I figured it was probably better to have cash on hand in case something were to go wrong, but now that things are kind of getting back on track in a way, it's a little bit discouraging how high the premiums are. That was the next thing that I said, but the sole reason, the initial reason I took a step back was because of everything going on in the world. But after those 90 days went by, about 3 months of not picking up even a single ounce of silver, I started getting back into it. Towards the end of June, I picked up some silver rounds. I ended up picking myself up a half-ounce silver sunshine round, and this was the first piece of silver that I unboxed in a very long time. Everything else was stuff that I've always showed off on this channel already, regular, buffalo rounds and stuff like that. Everybody knows what those are, so nobody would really get all that excited about me unboxing stuff that I've unboxed several times in the past. But this was a little bit different because it was my very first piece of fractional pure silver. I had never owned a half ounce, a quarter ounce, a 1/10 ounce piece of silver before. I always stayed away from them just because the premiums were ridiculous on these things. It made a whole lot more sense from a fiat perspective to pick up 1 ounce of silver than 2 half ounces of silver. So I said, why do that? I'll just get 1 ounce pieces of silver at a time. 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, stuff like that. Or if I'm going to go fractional, I'll go with that 90%. But I went with that, and I got a really good deal on it. I got it on an eBay auction. I won it for $10.01. Yes, 10.01. And it's a half ounce of silver, which means it's 20.02. And by the way, at the time, that's a steal. $20.02. Everything else that was a 1 troy ounce piece of silver was going for $21, $22, $23 plus dollars. Silver Eagles at the time were going for $26, $27, $28. So I got that for $20.02. Technically, I got it for $10.01, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So then I also got some 90% silver as well. I believe so far I've only got silver dimes. Here are a few of them. I have them in these little cardboard things that they came in. I'm probably going to take them out because the cardboard takes up much more room than the actual silver coins do. But down here you can see a couple of them. Roosevelt dimes. We got some Mercury dimes. Silver dimes are probably my favorite denomination of 90% fractional silver, and that's just because it's just the smallest piece of silver I've ever really been able to get my hands on. And they typically carry a lower premium. I want to say a low premium, but even on 90%, premiums are kind of getting cranked up a little bit. So lower premium, and I love silver dimes. And if I had to get even more specific, I'd probably say that I prefer the Mercury dime over the Roosevelt dime. But hey, dimes are dimes and silver is silver, so I'll get what I can get. But yeah, so far, ever since I decided that I'm going to get back into it, I'm going to grab some more silver. And I was like, hey, you know what? What's the sense of waiting any longer? Things are starting to get back on track. The ball's finally starting to get rolling again. And I have my fair share of cash stacked up. I think I'm okay. I just didn't really understand the severity of what we were experiencing at the time in March of 2020 when everything initially shut down. The entire planet practically. That's when I said to myself, I don't know what in the world this even is. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what any of this means. So I just figured it's probably better to be safe than sorry, so I held off. But then I started to learn a little bit, and I realized that it's probably not as severe as it was initially made out to be. It was a little bit overhyped in my opinion, and I'm personally not afraid of it from a health perspective anyway. So I decided to get back into silver, finally. And so far, when it comes to the 90% silver, all I've gotten are 90% dimes, I think. I'm pretty sure that's all I've gotten. I know I have more stuff on the way to my house right now, but that's really all I got at first. And then I went on eBay, searched a little bit more for some pieces of silver, and a couple people were telling me during my live streams, because I do go live in the evening times once or twice a week at least, a couple people were asking me what are my thoughts on the silver cracking coin, and at that point I had actually never even heard of the silver cracking coin. I don't really concern myself with, you know, collectible coin sets and series and whatnot, so I didn't really worry all that much about it. Then I looked into it and I said, wow, I'm sure that thing has a high premium, but if it was going for something a little bit more reasonable or fair, that's definitely something I would pick up. That's a cool looking coin. I love that. So I went on a couple different websites, all of the main precious metal dealer storefronts, and I saw that they were going for close to $50. I saw a lot of them going for $45, $46, $47. I saw one site selling them for I think $52, $53. I would hate to see what these things are going for right now, considering that the spot price is pretty close to $23. But point being is that I didn't really want to pay that much over spot just for a 2-ounce coin that I find cool. I don't want to just pick up a piece of silver just because it looks cool. I want to pick up as much silver as I can for the lowest possible premium, because I want to stack as much physical silver content as I can. I don't really want to worry too much about what's on the face of the coin or the round of the bar. Silver at the end of the day, so I don't want to really be all that picky anymore. I was very picky in the past, but I'm learning to not be so picky when it comes to silver. I ended up going on eBay and I saw this thing going for significantly less than it was going for on any of the precious metal dealer storefronts. It was an auction going on and I ended up winning. And I got 10% cash back because I made my purchase through PayPal. So it knocked off even more dollars. So I got this thing, I don't want to say close to spot, but kind of close to spot at the time. I got it for almost $40. And keep in mind, it's a 2 troy ounce silver coin. It's not a 1 ounce silver coin, so $40. I know that might sound a little bit intimidating for a piece of silver, but it's 2 ounces, not 1. That also inspired me to start shopping around, bouncing from site to site, looking at the different eBay auctions and the different opportunities, because once again, I'm not a coin collector. I don't really care too much about starting or completing sets and series and collections and whatnot, but this was my very first 2-ounce piece, and it kind of reminded me of the Queen's Beast series, all of those, and similar to this, I never really paid attention to them in the past. I know what they are, I've just never really cared enough to look into them, just because I know they carry a much higher premium than my Silver Eagles and Silver Buffalo rounds and stuff like that typically, so I never worried about them. But when I got this thing in my hands, I said to myself, hey, you know what? Maybe if I stumble upon a Queen's Beast for a fair fiat dollar bill price tag, where the premium's not so high, maybe I'll pick one up, just because it'd be fun to do. Might be kind of interesting. Something different to talk about on the channel. I've never really, showed off a Queen's Beast before, because I don't have one. Ended up finding one on eBay, and for those of you who watched the video where I talked about it the other day, I said I found a really cool one on eBay. I placed a bid. I was waiting it out. There were about 15 seconds left, and I placed the highest bid, and then somebody placed another bid on top of mine and won. So I didn't win that auction, but I found another one that was an even lower fiat dollar bill price tag, and it was a buy it now option. So my auction loss ended up being a win. So I have one of those on the way to my house right now. And I believe on Friday, my 10-ounce silver bar will be arriving as well. See this 10-ouncer right back here? The largest denomination of silver I'm probably ever going to go. I guess if I stumbled upon an opportunity, if I found a, I don't know, a 20 ounce or a kilo bar or something like that, and somebody was offering it to me at spot or close to spot or maybe below spot, if they already were quote unquote profiting off of it, maybe they picked it up at, I don't know, $12. So I can't really see myself picking up something like that. I don't really like larger denominations of silver, but at the end of the day, silver. I'm not entirely closed off to it, but I'm going to stick to 1, 5, and 10, and also now 2 when possible. But I ordered myself a 10-ounce silver bar at Spot a couple days ago on Sunday, I believe it was, and Spot was only $19 and change at the time. So I ordered it, I guess at a pretty good time, considering that right after I placed that order, Spot started to really climb. Went up and above $20 and over $21 and over $22, and last night and this morning $23, and it's down a little bit right now. But the interesting thing about silver is that it doesn't really take all that much to get people excited. All silver has to do is jump up $1 or $2 in a day and people lose their minds. Gold, for example, if the spot price of gold were to go up or down $2, $3, or even $5, $10, $15, $20, no one bats an eye, no one cares, no one even notices. But silver, it's so low right now. It's been in the, let's just say $15, $16 range for a very long time. That's pretty much been the average spot price during my 2.5 years of stacking. 15, 16, maybe $17. Sure, it went down to the $13, $14 range. Sure, it went up to the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, now $23 range. But for the most part, during my 2.5 years, spot's been pretty much in the 15, 16, 17 range for the most part. I know there's going to be someone in the comments who's going to be all bent out of shape because I probably am off by $1 or so, but it is what it is. You understand the point I'm trying to make. So point being is that it doesn't really take all that much for people to get excited because silver is just so low right now. 15, 16, even 20, 21, $22 an ounce. Just by going up $1 or $2 makes a significant difference. A lot of people like to measure their wealth in dollars rather than ounces. You know, they have a pile of silver sitting in front of them and they won't tell you that it's 65 ounces of silver. They'll tell you that it's X amount of dollars worth of silver. That's not really the mentality that I really agree with. I prefer to measure my wealth in ounces rather than dollars. I don't really worry too much about the fiat price tag, but for those who do measure their wealth in dollars, if they got a bunch of their silver at $14, $15, $16, $17 an ounce back when the premiums were only $1, maybe $2, maybe $3 over spot on certain coins, if they were primarily stacking silver rounds, 5, 10 ounce bars, maybe kilo bars, and silver eagles and silver maples, and that 90%, you know, all the stuff that typically carries a relatively low premium. If they got all of that silver between 14, 15, 16, $17, and spot is now up quite a few dollars from there, plus the whole supply and demand aspect, they'd be able to tack on probably a pretty hefty premium if they were to part ways with it. So point being is that it really only takes a couple dollars for silver to make some pretty drastic moves. Obviously, it's not skyrocketing per se. It's only up, what, $2, $3, but it's moving. Nobody can argue that. I've gotten comments from people just 2 or 3 days ago saying, mark my words, silver will never hit $20 an ounce again, and then 12 hours later it hit $20 an ounce. So I learned early on, and I hope everybody watching this right now, this far into the video, first of all, if you're 18, 19, 20 minutes deep into the video, thanks for watching this long. But also, if you're still watching this long, I hope everybody understands and realizes that these YouTube comment fortune tellers are typically wrong every single time that they make a prediction. Anytime someone on the internet, someone with no credentials, myself included, which is why I don't make predictions. If someone tells you that silver is going to be a specific price by a specific date, or if they say silver is never going to do a certain thing, just take it with a grain of salt. Let it go in one ear, out the other. Yeah, sure, listen to what they have to say. They might know something that you don't, but they're not a psychic. They don't have a crystal ball, and at the end of the day, they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Silver is in complete control right now. They are not in control of silver. They don't have a magic wand. They don't turn the spot price. They don't manually crank up the spot price on their own. Silver is going to do whatever it wants to do. Silver is a very sporadic metal, and I think this week alone, silver shocked a good portion of the world. A lot of the silver naysayers that said,
oh, silver's never going to hit $20 again, ever, never in a million years.
And then boom, the next day went up to $20. So something I learned very early on is to not listen to people who make these weird psychic predictions. And if you ask them, here's another trick. If somebody gives you a very specific number and a very specific date, ask them what mathematical equation they use to come up with that dollar amount and that very specific date, because I've gotten a lot of people telling me a lot of different numbers, a lot of different price tags, a lot of different points in the calendar, and never once in my 2.5 years has anyone had any type of logical, solid evidence or really anything to back up their claim. So point being is, don't listen to people like that. Do your own thing. If silver makes sense for you, then stack it. If it doesn't, then don't. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the brand new Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, available in black, red, and blue. And a portion of the proceeds are going to be going to an ocean cleanup charity organization at no additional cost to you. Comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on the spot price of silver right now? What do you think of silver sitting at or around the $22 mark for the first time in years? What are your thoughts on the fact that silver went to $23 an ounce? And who knows, maybe it's on its way back to $23 an ounce, maybe beyond. What do you think silver may or may not do? Obviously, we're not a psychic, none of us know for sure, but what do you hope silver is going to be doing? And what type of silver are you going to be sticking to for the time being? Maybe you're holding off because you don't want to convert your dollars into silver at such a high spot price with high premiums. Maybe you're going to do what I do and primarily stick to 90% in generic silver for the most part, with the occasional coin every now and then. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.